Hello, gentle viewers, and welcome to Coffee and Tequila, set in a galaxy far, far away. And today you have your hosts, Alastair and...
Zachary.
And we just got done watching Love Island, so if he talks like it's Love Island while doing Star Wars stuff, that's just how it is. I'm sorry.
Welcome to Coffee and Tequila.
That's rum.
We're here. I am making a pina colada. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
In it.
I'm going to use my Taco Bell cup. How would they say Taco Bell cup?
I don't think they have Taco Bell over there, do they?
Do they? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm using my Taco Bell cup because it has ice in it. And this is a pina colada mixer. I can't blend it because we didn't have time. But
We could have brought a blender out here.
I could have.
And it's hump day, by the way, so happy hump day to all of you out there. Halfway through the week, only a couple more days to go, so that's always very exciting. And today we don't have like anything super specific to cover because we're not going to be watching Jungle Cruise probably until Thursday. And even then, we're probably not going to watch Jungle Cruise. We're probably going to watch Suicide Squad, so we'll see whenever we actually watch Jungle Cruise. We don't really watch anything else. We've been really busy today, I would say.
We have been busy today.
Yeah.
Like, what was that? We feel like we've been going today. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like we've been going today.
Well, yeah,
Fantastic.
I woke up today. I put my list together of stuff like that that's been stressing me out, stuff I need to get done. And the entire day today, I've been getting stuff done around the house, at work, different stuff. And I really haven't rested too much. I think I came home and I took a nap for like an hour. But besides that, like that was it.
Well, so yeah, and you did that, and then we got this new hot toy in. I ordered it a while ago, and it finally came in today. So I was super stoked to get it. And it has a yellow lightsaber. It's Rey from Rise of Skywalker. It kind of makes.
But she also has a blue one too.
Yeah, she has a blue one as well. We should have done an unboxing here. I know you.
I told you.
I know.
And you're like, I can't wait. I have to unbox it right now. And well, I knew that you would have wanted to unbox it later, but
yeah. So I kind of wish we had the Kylo Ren hot toy as well. We could have had them sitting here. But so yeah. we're like slowly becoming hot toy collectors. We've got a good deal of them. Like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 hot toys. That's a good deal of them. We were looking at them in our DTOF today, and we were like, this is freaking cool, man.
It's an actual collection now.
But we only have 2 Star Wars ones. We really want the Dark Side Anakin from Revenge of the Sith.
Gorgeous.
But it goes for like $700, $800, $900, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, so we'll see when that happens. And they just put out a new Luke, from the end of Mandalorian, and yeah. I think it looks gorgeous.
Looks so cool. So we might pre-order that one because you pre-order like a year in advance, and so we're probably going to do that.
I'm just waiting for Sebastian Stan to take over the role of Luke.
Wouldn't it be cool to get like a Sebastian Stan?
It would be amazing, and he really does. If you guys don't know what we're talking about,
yeah,
just look it up. Sebastian Stan as Luke, and people have done like the legwork for like this to be like a thing. Because honestly, with the makeup and hair done, he looks like an older Luke Skywalker, and I think that actually pretty works very well.
It does, and it just, I don't know, it would be cool to see him. Her nameplate came down. Okay.
Yeah. We decided to get our geek on today, so
yeah, we got our geek on today. So we were like, what do we want to do? We don't really have anything that we've really watched. We've been watching Love Island, but I think we're gonna wait till the end of the week to kind of cover that.
And we talked a little bit about doing like a top 10 movies of the year, but we were like, oh, we don't have.
I feel like I need more time to do something like that.
So we need a couple days to build that kind of up and like really talk about that. But we have been.
We've decided.
We knew that Star Wars that we could do a top.
We are going to rank our Star Wars. We're going to make a Star Wars ranking list. That's what we're going to do today. If you're not into Star Wars, then you can either listen or check out. But thank you so much for checking in the first place. But yeah, we're gonna just rank our Star Wars films. Should we do so there's 11 Star Wars films. We're not counting any of the shows or anything like that. Just the 11, like the 9 Skywalker films, and then the 2 spin-offs. And so we should go from
bottom
least
to top.
Top. Okay.
And then just like compare ours as we go along. But precursor to that, I want to say Zachary really wasn't a Star Wars fan before me. And our first Christmas that we had together, I had us binge watch them all, and Zachary fell in love with it.
We went to Walmart and we got one of those, like, we got them all in like the collections that they came in, and so
which we still have.
And we watched them all because I remember watching them when I was a kid. I watched them all when I was a kid.
I don't think you watched the originals though.
I did, but like I couldn't tell you which one was which. I couldn't tell you how many there were. It just but I remember watching them. And then the prequels, I grew up with the prequels, like you did too, so because we're the same age. So we grew up with the prequels, so like they have like a better place in our hearts than some of the
nostalgia.
People, some of the the Star Wars purists out there. And so I guess I should start here by saying I am not a Star Wars purist.
But you are a Star Wars fan.
I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not a purist, and I'm not so hung up on story as much. Like I know a lot of people hated this latest trilogy because of the story and because of like just a bunch of different reasons. I quite liked the new trilogy. They were stupid, but like I liked them.
And we're not going to get too much into that because I feel like this would be super long episode.
Yeah, for sure.
If we did anything like that, and I feel like nostalgia goes in like a lot of ways because I feel like I have nostalgia towards like the sequels. I mean the prequels and the original ones, just because I watched them. Like my family had us watch them at the same time, and then now we had the newer films. And Zachary became such a fan; he started watching all this Star Wars lore. I think from like Star Wars Theory.
I do love Star Wars. I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
I just am not I didn't grow up with these original movies, so like they don't hold that special place in my heart that they do for everybody else, right? And when I did watch them, start to finish each one. It was when I was an adult, so I'd already seen those sorts of plots already done, even though the Star Wars was kind of the first to do these things. I'd already seen them, right? So it wasn't like it was me watching something and seeing it for the first time like everybody else did back in the 70s and 80s, right?
But you became a big fan because we had those disc sets that we got so you could watch them.
Yeah.
And then recently, I would say in the last, really since... the Rise of Skywalker came out, they put out the Skywalker saga, which is this, that includes every single one except for the spinoffs.
Yes.
And this is like right now, it's like their ultimate edition, and we love it. We love it. That's why we have it on display.
Well, so let me finish my point then, because I don't want to have to repeat it again. So my list here is going to look a little crazy to some of y'all. If you are a Star Wars purist, you're going to fucking hate it, and you're going to be like... Oh, and I said the F word. Oops, somebody's gonna get mad. Yeah. So my list is gonna be a little out there, I guess. It just we are just doing our lists based on what we enjoy. Which ones we enjoy, and not so much based on any sort of like anything logical. It's just what we enjoy.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and start. Let's get into it. So number 11.
But while we're getting into it, I just want to say this because I say this when I do my book rankings too. I reserve the right to change my rankings of these
100%, because there's some of them that
at any point in time.
Yeah, there's some of them that I'm not like 100% on their ranking, and
yeah,
I kind of was like,
plus
hard
you might
to
watch
together.
it later and you might feel different.
Yeah,
so that's fine. I feel like that's completely fine. At this point on August the 4th of 2021, these are our rankings.
Okay, so my number 11, the bottom of the bottom, and I cannot stand this movie, and I do not want to watch this movie again, is Solo.
Which is funny because we both really liked it.
I did not. You always do that. You force me to force an opinion onto me. I did not like it. I said it was okay. It was okay.
I'm not forcing an opinion onto you. That's the opinion you had.
That's not the opinion I had, you son of a bitch.
Like, sorry about it. Like,
I told you I didn't. I thought it was okay. It was kind of boring, but it was okay. And then, like, the more I've thought about it in retrospect,
The more you
just is
disliked it?
awful. It's the more and more I dislike it. What is your number 11?
so my number 11 is Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Episode 8.
The Last Jedi, really?
Yes, and it's the one where, spoiler alert, Luke dies at the end, and I think that was like the most BS ending for his storyline. And I think that it's an excellently crafted movie. I think it's beautifully crafted. It's really, really, really well made. But I don't think it's a well made Star Wars movie. So for me, it was. I enjoyed watching it, but it was also a very, very big disappointment.
Well, I agree. I don't have it as my number 11, but I do have it as my number 10. When we first watched this movie, I was still like tiptoeing into the Star Wars universe, and like I didn't like understand why it was such a bad movie. And I still wouldn't. I would say narratively it is bad, but like it's still, like you said, it's stunning. It's a stunning movie. That's one thing that the sequel trilogy really has going for it. It's like they're well made movies,
Super well made.
They're
Yeah.
just, and they had that benefit. They had the huge benefit of having like Disney backing it and financing it and everything. That they should have been better than they ended up being. And The Last Jedi,
Which honestly might have been to their detriment.
yeah, The Last
in the long
Jedi
run.
introduced a lot of really cool stuff. Like, I think it would have been so cool for Rey to have, like, by the way, there are spoilers throughout this entire thing. So it would have been so cool for Rey to have taken Kylo's hand when he offered it, and they become more gray Jedi rather than, black or white, or like dark side, light side. Because he said something really good in it. Kylo said, "Let's let the past die." Right, and I think that would have been a perfect way to kind of continue
And,
the
like, build the future.
franchise and like kind of move on from the Skywalker stuff, because I think we need to move on from that, and we keep going back to it and keep going back to it, and it's done. It's done.
And that's the thing. You and I are very attracted to the idea of gray Jedi, and I think that the detriment,
Which for some reason they won't do. Right.
they won't do. But I know previously, canonically, there were gray Jedi. I'm not sure with this whole new Disney acquisition if that's going to be a thing anymore. But I think Ahsoka Tano kind of serves a little bit more as a gray Jedi, from what I understand.
I still haven't seen the animated series yet. So it's something
You've
I'm
seen
still,
some of it.
Some of it. I just haven't been in the mindset to like watch the whole thing. Sit and watch the whole thing. What is your number 10?
Well, we've been watching it little at little. So my number 10 is Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, Episode 1.
Remember, step back a little bit. And
Yes,
speak, and just
I'm like
speak
2 inches
louder.
from the thing.
I see you, man. You're like on it.
But so it's The Phantom Menace, and this is because, like, for me, like, I really enjoyed this movie. Obviously, it was me going to theaters, but this is after, like, I'd been introduced to, like, the original trilogy, and I was really excited to see Darth Vader as Anakin,
Yeah.
and then Anakin was just a kid for the whole movie, which I get why he was a kid. Like, it makes sense to me, but it was also really cool with Obi-Wan Kenobi and everything that goes on that the introduction of new characters, the introduction of all of them. That's very interesting to me. Like, it's a very much an establishment film. It's very much a first episode, which it is, episode 1. So I don't hate it. I just was definitely lower on my list compared to all of the other ones.
Okay, I can see that. Okay, so what was that? That was your 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my number 9 is The Force Awakens, I think. I don't even know why. I think it's just like one of those
Blah?
lower ones. It's not blah. I do enjoy it. I think we're getting into the ones that I enjoy now. Like, I enjoy all of them, and I had to just rank them, right? I just had to rank them, and so this one, I do enjoy it very much, though. I think The Force Awakens was really good.
Well, for my number 9, I had Solo, because we both really liked this one, surprisingly. And at first, we were very apprehensive about going in and watching it, and a lot of people boycotted this film. But I was very curious to see where the film was going, especially with the Darth Maul kind of like a thing that they explored at the end. And I don't think that it's a film Disney should have greenlit. But I was very curious about the way they were going with it. So I really liked it. It felt like it was part of Star Wars, but it was a part of Star Wars I had not seen before.
Yeah.
Which made me very curious as a fan.
We already knew the story, and I feel like we already knew this story, like, the however many seconds it, I don't know. It was, the lore was already there. We didn't need a movie based on the lore too. Like, I'm all for new stories in the Star Wars universe. I want new stories. I don't want to see like every single actor that had ever been in the series recast and like a new story based on them. Like, I don't want to see a Leia movie. I don't want to see any of that. They had their movies.
Yeah.
He doesn't agree. Okay, so my number, I did The Force Awakens. What was your number 9? I feel like I'm on.
Solo.
Okay, that's right. So we're on 8.
Yes.
I did The Phantom Menace. Really like the Phantom Menace as well. I do enjoy it. Gosh, Jar Jar Binks though. Even as a kid, I didn't
he's
like Jar Jar
throughout the
Binks,
whole...
and they even made Jar Jar Binks to be like the one the kids were gonna love. I did not like Jar Jar Binks as a kid.
Nope.
But like, I loved The Phantom Menace. And when I think of The Phantom Menace, I think of going to see it as a kid, watching it, thinking it was so cool, being
toys.
in love with the toys, everything around it, man. We don't have Queen Amidala.
Oh no, it's
Son
in
of
the
a
living room.
bitch. Son of a bitch. Okay, I'm going to bring her out at the end of this. But like, all of the fanfare around this, I cannot believe we left her out.
Yeah.
But all of the fanfare around it, like, I remember getting the Star Wars toys, and like there was these little like jelly things that you could cut open, and there would be a little toy in there, and just like,
You'd have the McDonald's toys, and
Happy
Burger King
Meals
toys.
and everything. It was just a whole event, and it is what a way to introduce a kid into the Star Wars universe, just like they did back with the original trilogy, right? Because kids who grew up with that,
toys are a huge part of the
had
Star Wars
same thing.
universe.
Yeah, so it was just it's a nostalgia factor for me, and I just love it. What is your number 8?
So my number 8 is Star Wars: A New Hope, Episode 4. So this was the first episode.
We're so close, baby. We're so close.
I know
We're just like
just slightly skewed.
Some
And I really like this episode. I really, really, really love this episode. But again, it's an establishment episode, and in establishment episodes, there's a lot to build up, and therefore not a lot to, of excitement.
Yeah.
We're building up for the excitement. And that's the reason why it's ranked so low in this top 11.
Okay. So you have that as number 8. I have that as number 7. And you know what? So A New Hope and The Phantom Menace and The Force Awakens, I just couldn't decide where to put what. I might even change this and make Phantom Menace number 7 and bring A New Hope down to number 8. But for now, it is just this. So number 7, A New Hope. What do you have for 7?
For 7, I have Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, and I really liked Attack of the Clones. I like this because finally we're getting a more mature Anakin, an Anakin who's been a Jedi for a while, an Anakin who is up with his powers. The only thing is I actually really liked Hayden Christian for Anakin. It just felt like he needed an acting coach while he was on it a bit, because for me, it felt a little overacted, but I did really like his chemistry with Padme. I really liked Obi-Wan and his side stories with going and figuring out the clones. And this movie is huge in terms of what it establishes for Star Wars overall.
Yeah. 1 second. I think I messed up mine.
How did you mess up yours?
Did you? I wrote A New Hope down twice, and now I gotta fact check and make sure that see which one I meant for this one to be. Okay, yeah. So for number 6, I have Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker, I quite enjoy. It doesn't make any sense, narratively. It's kind of like the Palpatine thing came out of nowhere. It was it wasn't very well. The story wasn't very well put together, right? And it seemed like they were just trying to rush everything and wrap everything up really fast. And they were like, "Shit, we ruined the whole frame. We ruined the
yeah." They're let's make it big.
We ruined the sequel trilogy. Let's just do something with this one." But I do enjoy it. It is a spectacle, and it just in the theater was a treat to watch, right? It was just
gorgeous.
Cool. And when they're on that planet that Palpatine's on, with all the lightning and stuff like that, it's just stunning, and it is so cool. And
The end sequence.
If the story would have just been changed and like something else done with it, then it would have been just an A+ movie. But like, yeah, again, story wise, not really. So
and that was your number 6.
Yeah. What's your number 6?
So my number 6 was The Force Awakens, and the same thing. Like you're gonna see a lot of the first movies in my bottom half, but The Force Awakens, I liked it. I think it set up a lot of like good things for the show. And unfortunately, it set up a lot of things that we thought were going to happen, like Finn being a Jedi, because it was a whole total thing. Like all the trailers were making us believe that Finn was going to be the Jedi, not Rey. When they made Finn this kind of like just character to step all over, and then they made Rey the Jedi, when honestly they both could have been the Jedi. Yeah. They both could have had
They should have been like that.
The front lines. And I really liked what they were trying to set up for that one. I hate that they did not follow through.
Agreed. For number 5, I have The Return of the Jedi. So that's where I wrote down A New Hope, and I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be Return of the Jedi. We're getting into like I do enjoy the second and third movie. I guess episode 5 and 6 of the original trilogy. Yeah,
and it's good. Yeah,
it's good. It's good.
For my number 5, I have Rogue One. I think Rogue
Really?
One, yes.
Can't believe it.
Yes, and Rogue One is honestly so good. And the thing that I've always felt with like these spin-offs and the shows and stuff, like what people really want to see, what people really, really, really want to see is Jedi stuff. People with Force powers doing Force power stuff, right? But I think Rogue One kind of proved me wrong. That's why I liked it. I think Rogue One was a super intricate and layered story that I really fell in love with. It was incredibly compelling and visually stunning, and I loved those characters for the brief moment that we got to have them. I think that's, and one of the things I loved is that Rogue One finally kind of like gave us a lot of the details of why, of how everything happened leading into episode 3. Episode 4, and like establishing everything like that for Princess Leia. Because my biggest issue with all of these 3 trilogies is the lack of progression. Is the lack of progression, because we go from one to the other, and it just feels like everybody's been sacrificing their lives. Everybody's been sacrificing all this time, but no matter what, like the rebellion is still just like a little, terrorist group. Like, I just don't understand. It feels like everybody's like giving so much, and they're not getting anything back.
You don't understand. The people dying. The people being dying. They got it.
Apparently.
You don't understand the rebellion group.
Anyways, so what is your number 4?
I have Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones for me, like I just love Padme in this movie so much.
Oh my gosh!
And I think Obi-Wan is so great in this. Even like Hayden Christensen is not that bad in this as Anakin, but like Padme is just like, I love her in the white outfit and like fighting the monsters and stuff like that. Slayer energy, man. Slayer energy.
Maybe I should have ranked this higher now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm thinking maybe. But so, and they give her a lot to do in this one, I feel like. A lot more than like Revenge of the Sith, which I have ranked higher, but it was
a little disappointing.
Her
role in it was disappointing.
Yeah, I like him, Anakin going to the dark side, so I think that's why I ranked it higher. But like, I loved Padme in this one so much, and they do have they like announced that they're like a preview of like a hot toy that they had made for Padme for this movie, but they've not released it, and they teased that like years ago. So I wonder if it's ever going to be released. If people would buy it up, it would be such a great thing. It would be really cool if they like even made like a little display base of like the oh my gosh, but the thing that she's like tied to, and like maybe a monster,
the not tower. What is it?
We're not
column,
gonna get
the column,
the column.
and well, instead you can have an Iron Man as a Doctor Strange as an Iron Man.
Yes. How come you can do that? You can, like, when you start talking, you like want to get like so close to the microphone.
I don't know. I think I think at this point it's a habit.
I don't know, man. I think it's a gay thing. Are you attracted to something?
No, I don't think it's a gay thing. But I think at this point it's a habit, and so far,
it's okay.
So far so good. So my number 4,
Yes,
is The Empire Strikes Back, episode 5, and so that's the second episode of the original ones. I really love it. I really love to see them in this like wintry area.
I do too.
And it like we have to think of Star Wars in terms, especially the original trilogy, in terms of such a super huge masterpiece in cinema. You know, stop motion, all that stuff. And even with the prequel trilogy, it was a masterpiece in CGI and like developing all that stuff for these shows. And I think that you definitely see that a lot in episode 5. And I just really, really enjoy it. Like, we start to see Lucas actually become a BA, like
like a master filmmaker for this.
I say Lucas. Luke Skywalker. Oh, maybe that's why he called it. Luke Skywalker actually become a BA, like a Jedi.
Yeah.
And start to train and stuff. And I really like that. And that's why. And plus, it has like such a nostalgia aspect for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and it leaves on a cliffhanger. It leaves on a really good cliffhanger too.
It does. What is your 3?
No, it's you go through first.
You can do 3. Okay. I have Revenge of the Sith. I really enjoy Revenge of the Sith. I love Anakin finally going to the dark side. I think it was like so cool. The fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi was so well done. Again, Padme should have had like a better role in this than just the birther.
Just the birther.
That's basically her role in this, but it is just so cool. Like the last however long alone, you know, us seeing Anakin going to the dark side is just all well worth the whole movie. You know. What about you, 3?
So for 3, I have a Rise of Skywalker, episode 9. So that's the last one that we've seen, and just because like it, I mean, the whole trilogy.
For 3, really?
Yes. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I definitely see a lot of flaws in it. Don't get me wrong, but I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the fight scene. I think the fight scene between Kylo Ren and Rey is one of the most epic fight scenes for any of Star Wars, like, period.
Yeah.
And I think that it in itself just like ranks it so much higher. And their last, so I think it was kind of weak. I'm sorry, but I do think it was kind of weak to bring Palpatine back in. But the whole dynamic between Kylo Ren and Rey, and them using the Force, and them using the Force ghosts and all that stuff, I really liked. I do think that they should have kept Kylo around, because I think it would have been great to see them as a duo, because I think it almost felt like this was like the beginning of their journey together.
Yeah.
And I think that was a super missed opportunity. Also, I think that they were trying to course correct a lot in this movie.
Oh, definitely.
Which kind of hurt it for me. And the whole like Skywalker thing, like, it's kind of like supposed to be found family, but then again, like, the found family that you found is all dead right now. So I don't know. It just kind of like, it felt weird. It just felt just kind of awkward, but I also really liked it. So obviously it's not my number 3, so I really liked it.
This.
Yeah,
I love hearing you say this. I remember us going to the theater to watch. We went to the theater to watch it, packed movie theater. I think this was the very last time we'd ever been in a packed movie theater where every single seat was taken. Was for this movie, and we went in and we couldn't. The seats we had, because it was for IMAX, and they were assigned, and so we went to our seats, and there were people in our seats, and so we sat in the seats behind our seats, and then people came up to us, and then they went and
it was
sat
musical.
In other
it was
seats.
musical.
It
chairs
was just
all around,
like a whole thing. I don't know, but like it was really cool, wasn't it? So I love hearing you say that. So, okay, for 1 and 2, for our last 2, I think we should say them both individually. so that we can build the suspense a little bit for what's going to be left. Because everybody already knows we've got 2 movies left for me. I have Empire Strikes Back and Rogue One. Which one is going to be number 1? Which one's going to be number 2? And what are your last 2?
I have Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith.
Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith. Okay, so drum roll, and you're going to go first, okay? Your number 2 is
Return of the Jedi.
What?
It was such an epic movie. It was like it was a third movie in the trilogy. We finally get the showdown between everybody, and it's so exciting. We finally get like a lightsaber battle between Darth Vader and his son.
It was so weak.
Luke.
So weak.
And
I will die on this hill. The fighting style.
Yes, the choreography
the
compared to now
was awful.
Yes, the choreography compared to now. Yes, I get it, but for the time was really awesome. Yes. And really well lit and compelling, because like we see Darth Vader like turn towards the light, and that's what it is. Like I have my number 1 as Revenge of the Sith, and it's Darth Vader going towards the dark, and my number 2 is Return of the Jedi, and that's Darth Vader going back towards the light.
I
didn't. I just realized I did that. But it's so poetic, isn't it?
He's like Mr. Storyteller over here.
Well, because like he was the chosen one. He was supposed to bring balance to the Force, and I argue that he did, because before this, the light side of the Force, I would say the more boring side of the Force, because they were really mean, I think, to Anakin, was dominant. And then guess what? Darth Vader came around, and the dark side was more dominant, but then he helped bring it back towards the middle with siding with Luke. And I think that in the end, for the purposes of what he was supposed to be, he was still the chosen one. Yeah. And so that brings it to my number 1, Revenge of the Sith. And really, for very similar reasons to yours, this is where we see Anakin at his most powerful. We see Anakin at his most powerful and really struggling between wanting to be in love with the love of his life, his wife, and his duties to the Jedi. And the Jedi are kind of like they are kind of the bad guys, I think.
I think so.
I think they're kind of, he does kill children, so yeah, he's also the bad guy.
The children were also the bad ones.
But it was also kind of like served as a like, oh, he's really, really bad because he killed everybody. And yeah, he was really, really bad.
But he was moment too, right? When he like goes into the younglings and is like,
he's committed at that point.
That's what's gonna happen. It was like, what the hell is this?
And Anakin, I think Hayden, at this point, he's finally got his acting down. Like at this point, he's finally gotten his acting down, and the way he, like, I feel like he's Anakin by this movie. You know,
yeah, and like
he feels like he's Anakin.
And any subsequent like time he plays Anakin after this, if he ever does again, like we're going to get that excitement, right? Everybody's gonna be excited to see him because he's gonna play Anakin again. Come on, they're gonna let him.
Oh yeah, and he's HOT, so HOT
hot
that he burns up
with the scars.
But like, and that last battle was stunning. I'd say like that's possibly also one of the. Okay, so Kylo Ren and Anakin's battle with Obi-Wan Kenobi are like up there with like my favorite Star Wars battles, I think.
Yeah.
And I love the ending. It goes into it. I could feel his like anguish at knowing that Padme is dying. And then I don't know why Padme just like gave up, but she just gave up. Her heart was broken and she just died.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that Padme had
had some fight in her or something like that. Right?
But she just seemed like done. And that was like very heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. I never watched this movie and not crying. So that's why you get number 1 for me. So
he's screaming to the microphone.
Sorry, I moved down when I did that.
He's at number 1, guys.
Yeah. What about you?
Goodness, I loved that though. I love your list. So my last 2 are Rogue One and Empire Strikes Back. My number 2, drum roll, is The Empire Strikes Back. I think there is not a more perfect movie in the entire franchise than The Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion. I think it is the most perfect movie in this entire franchise. It is, from storytelling to the way it was made and how innovative it was at the time, it is like perfect. The only reason it's not number one is because number one, it just has a hold on me. For some reason, Rogue One has such a freaking hold on me, and this character has such a hold on me. I loved her so much more than I loved Rey. I think she had so much more fight in her than Rey
But let's
did.
not pit women against women.
We're not going to pit women against women, but I'm saying
Characters against characters.
This one was better. And it just the story of Rogue. I like a really dark ending. I'm a big fan of a dark ending, and the ending of Rogue One was freaking dark, man. Like, there's a shot of them on the beach at the very end, her and Cassius, and they're hugging, and right before, like, and the like the whole planet's blowing up, and they're sitting on the beach, and it's coming towards them, and they're hugging. One final embrace. It's not even like a lover's embrace or anything. It's just a companionship embrace. And like right before it hits them, you see his eyes, not hers, his eyes open just for a second before everything goes like super bright, and we know that they blew up and like are dead. And it was just like so dark. And like she had one movie, and I feel like she just impressed me so much. And I know a lot of people didn't like her, and a lot of people thought, her motivations were like too hastily done, like too swift, and like I get it, I totally get it. It doesn't beat Empire Strikes Back in terms of like perfection, but it just is. And we saw it at a drive-through. This was my first Star Wars movie that we watched together. We saw it at a drive-through, at a drive-in movie, and it was just so freaking cool. And after this one, I think this sparked my wanting to watch the rest of them.
Well, and it's just a catalyst. Like, they're heroes. Like the Rogue One, they were heroes.
They were heroes, yeah.
And I mean,
and it's just like the whole cast of characters too. It's not even like just her. It's like all of them. They're just so cool. And there's Hot Toys of the other ones too, and I want them, and they're just freaking expensive. It's like Hot Toys get really, really expensive once you.
Yeah.
So
and so that's our list.
I want you to read yours down from number 1 to number 11, just so we can get them all down.
Okay, so number 1 is Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3. Number 2 is Return of the Jedi, Episode 6. Number 3 is Rise of Skywalker, Episode 9. Number 4 is The Empire Strikes Back, Episode 5. Number 5 is Star Wars Rogue One. Number 6 is Star Wars The Force Awakens, Episode 7. Number 7 is Attack of the Clones, Episode 2. Number 8 is A New Hope, Episode 4. Number 9 is Solo, a Star Wars movie. And number 10 is The Phantom Menace, Episode 1. And number 11 is The Last Jedi, Episode 8.
There you go. And I have number 1, Rogue One. Number 2, The Empire Strikes Back. Number 3, Revenge of the Sith. And number 4, Attack of the Clones. Number 5, Return of the Jedi. Number 6, Rise of Skywalker. Number 7, A New Hope. Number 8, The Phantom Menace. Number 9, The Force Awakens. Number 10, The Last Jedi. And number 11, Solo. And these are our Star Wars rankings. Maybe one day we'll do something based on a little bit more like technicality, but these are just our favorites. These are the ones we like, right?
Maybe we'll like rank fight scenes or something like that.
Something like that. Something more technical.
I don't know. I do like this kind of list thing. Like we could rank our like the most romantic movies or so. Let us know what you guys think of these list things, and maybe we'll do a couple more.
Maybe we will. So we'll rank our favorite. I don't know.
SEX scenes.
I already have a show about that. Maybe our favorite, like,
you do,
hot guys in romantic comedies or something like that.
Maybe, but I don't want to restrict it to guys. I want to be.
I don't know. I'm just joking around.
I mean, we'll see. And if you guys have any specific lists you guys would want to see, just comment it down below.
Let us know.
And we'll see how we can acquiesce to your request.
Yes.
So
we thank you for coming to the morning show. This has been Coffee and Tequila.
We will catch you tomorrow on Thursday. Have a very merry hump day, and well wishes for the rest of the week.
That's not that you're signed out.
I don't remember it. Like it's done.
I'm Coffee. He's Tequila. Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.